Welcome back again to Joe Stunner Boxing. It's always great to see two undefeated fighters put it all on the line, face each other. So it was with AMILCAR Vidal and Elijah Garcia. This was at middleweight. Um, Terrific fight, absolutely terrific fight, and a bit of a surprise, to be honest with you, because AMILCAR Vidal came into this fight as the favourite. Based in Las Vegas. I think he's originally from Uruguay. 6 foot tall, so he's a good height for a middleweight. Orthodox fighter. 16 wins, no defeats, no draws, 12 KOs. He was in against 19-year-old Elijah Garcia. Now, I say 19. This kid, again, middleweight, 6 foot tall, so the same height. Southpaw. But the word precocious doesn't cover this kid because he's already married. He's got 2 kids, a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old, I think they said. And he won the fight by 4th round KO, which was considered a real surprise. Vidal was the one who had the world ranking. I think it was with the WBA. And he took on, fair play to him, he took on another undefeated fighter. And probably underrated Garcia, because Garcia came in with, I think, 13 wins and 11 KOs. No draws, obviously no defeats, and you would never ever guess that this kid was 19 years old. I mean, AMILCAR Vidal is ancient 27. I mean, he probably thought, I'm in my prime, or I'm coming into my prime. I'm not going to rest on my laurels. I've got this world ranking. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna fight anyone and everyone. All credit to him for taking on this kid. But Garcia, he's got a future. I mean, the first 2 rounds I actually gave to Vidal because the first round was more of a battle of the jabs. Southpaw Garcia against orthodox Vidal. And neither one was really getting better at the other. I gave it to Vidal, but by a slight margin. I thought he'd probably landed more jabs. But Garcia, second round, I definitely thought Vidal won that round. I thought he was a bit better. They started to exchange body punches. But when he went back to the corner, Garcia, the 19-year-old, his face was already covered in blood. He had blood from his nose. I'm not sure about the mouth, but certainly his nose was bleeding quite heavily. But the composure of this kid was excellent. The camera was on him as he walked back to his corner, and he didn't seem perturbed at all. It's almost like, he knew what he had to do, and he was very, you can't teach this sort of stuff, really. I suppose experience brings it to a large degree, but when you're 19, how much experience have you got? And he just, in the 3rd round, again, I think the bodywork really took off in the 3rd round from both guys. But Vidal seemed to generally be in control. It wasn't that Garcia was backing off. This was an up-close fight. There was a lot of phone booth stuff going on there. Both guys landing both guys have skills. Both guys are so well schooled, and they were both landing, telling punches. But Garcia, I just got the feeling Garcia was having slightly more effect on Vidal. And so it proved in the 4th round, because Garcia suddenly let his hands go. And for the first time, either fighter, it was Vidal who seemed hurt. Well, not hurt as in drastically hurt, but he kind of took just a step back and looked a little bit perturbed. And then Garcia was all over him, and Garcia got him on the ropes, and it was I can't even remember the combination. It was like left hook. There was an overhand right in this. There was a right cross, left hook, and there was an uppercut in there as well, definitely an uppercut. But the Southpaw Garcia poured it on Vidal, and Vidal sort of collapsed almost in sections and onto his knees. And Jack Reese, the referee, who I really like as a referee, he immediately stopped it. And I thought, well, that's too soon. Surely that's too soon. Don't get me wrong. Vidal was hurt, definitely hurt. But to stop it, it was the first knockdown of his entire career, Vidal. And to not allow him to try to get up and fight on. But I'll tell you what, I don't think there were many complaints. And Vidal did look really shell-shocked, almost as if he'd perhaps taken Garcia a little bit lightly, or maybe just felt, I'm in control of this fight. And then suddenly Garcia just exploded with tremendous power and accuracy. And it was a terrific performance by a very young, precocious fighter against, a good opponent. Vidal can come back from this. I mean, this is going to be a real mental test for the guy to get blitzed effectively. I mean, he was winning the fight, I think. I had him 2 rounds to 1 up, I think, maybe even 3-0, but he was winning. But Garcia, he's the type of fighter, when he smashes you up, you kind of stay a bit smashed up. This is going to be a big test of Vidal's psychology. For Garcia, I mean, the world's his oyster. He's 19 years old. Even if he'd lost this fight, he was already giving a very good account of himself, and showed real poise, real control, wise beyond his years, fistically and maybe outside the ring. He was interviewed post-fight, and he was, again, totally relaxed. He just said, we worked on these things in the gym, no problem. His dad was there. He's another fighter with his dad in his corner. And very, very impressed with this guy. So take a look at this. One for the middleweight future, I think, is Elijah Garcia and AMILCAR Vidal. This is a big step back, but he's going to have to decide what I want to do. Is it going to defy me, or am I going to learn from it and come back stronger? If you saw the fight, I'd be interested in your comments. Hit the like button on the vid if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Always helps the channel if you subscribe. We want to build the channel up, of course. And thanks for your time as always. We'll speak again soon. Bye for now.